Anybody? I don't know who watches this. Nobody can watch it right now while I'm going live because I put it on unlisted. Keep it where I can just be cool and not have to worry about everybody watching while I say something. I was trying to write a post on Facebook along with my chart for yesterday. Um, Actually, it was 2 days ago when the sun was crossing over my Saturn. And I can't even remember the chart now. And I don't got to look at, but it'll be on that Facebook post. Anyway, what I was trying to say there, it was just getting to be too much. And it's been a long time since I made a video because the things I was working on and talking about, and putting it in the video, somehow making videos magnifies all that, it intensifies it and opens it up in like huger levels that I've never experienced before. And then plus, the last several months, almost a year and a half even, if you look back far enough, there's just been a steady escalation in experience and comprehension. And I know a lot of us are going through it. Me, it's just taken me basically light years beyond where I used to be even 6 months ago, even 3 months ago. When I started making those videos, and the stuff that started coming in after that, I had to quit making the videos because it was just too much to integrate. It was just taking everything I had to keep up. Sometimes I couldn't even keep up. I was just, whoa. But it's been like, 3 months now. And it's getting integrated, just settling down into a storyline that I can comprehend. And it's so Lulu. Here's me. I'm the worst of the worst. Or, the best of the best. But whatever side of the fence you're on, of renouncing the world, this reality, all of it. From my Ascension experience, I was, when you can see for yourself to the depth that I did in my Ascension experience, how unreal this reality is compared to true eternal reality. It's just diminished into nothing. You can never really go back. You feel like a fool for even believing one iota of it. You like grass green, sky blue. Bullshit. There ain't no grass. There ain't no damn sky. Oh, I know it's real. I know it's just supposed to be real. That's the whole thing. It's supposed to be as real as you can ever experience. It's all made up. It's make believe. And that's the key word, belief. I used to think knowledge was like up to me myself too, because the world was part of the world, part of the non-reality. You have to figure it out yourself. And knowing was the way. I was all for the Gnostic kind of way of knowledge over faith. But I didn't believe in anything. That's why I couldn't believe in it. There's nothing to believe in. All these experiences, I experience it too. Like right now, I'm in love deeply on these really deep connected levels. It's just still developing and growing. And it's kind of beyond whatever I've felt as real love before. I'm sure it's because of, the new, more elevated levels of experiencing everything. But it's also that type of connection. It's the connection itself between her and I or more. And I love it. I love experiencing it. I love just taking it all in as real as anything. But deep down inside, I'll always know and believe it's not. And so that's basically where my belief is. It's just so far into a disbelief thing. It's just almost a natural non-attachment. A natural. You don't even have to try to renounce. It's just you were never attached to renounce in the first place. I mean, there's things like shit. I smoke cigarettes. That's an addiction. And I've been trouble. I've really been serious trying to quit the last 6 months. And I'm not doing it. And that's, an addiction is a severe attachment of all kinds. I mean, do I believe I need a cigarette when I need one? You bet I do. Um, but this is what and these newer levels and this newer information has been coming since after the videos. You got to have a storyline. You got to believe something if you want to, like, really function in this matrix in a way that it's meant for you to function in. That's the way we've been taught. And the problem is with belief is, I don't even know if most people believe in anything either. I'm talking what's true to you, right down in your core yourself, without anybody telling you anything. What do you feel? It's like what you know. Everybody believes what they know because they know it. Can you believe on that level of knowing, that solid, that complete? That's the kind of belief we're talking about here. It's just complete. You don't need to know. That's the way I always looked at knowing. You didn't need to believe if you knew, but it's actually almost the opposite. If you truly believe deep down at that core level, just like you know something, then you don't need to know it. You believe it. And that's what this matrix operates on. It really is, I'd say, constructed to respond to that deep subconscious belief of things. It's not our conscious minds that really interact with the matrix, it's our subconscious. It may be like a giant subconscious, a super subconscious of God or something when you get up to the very source of it. There's like dimensions and versions and repetitions. And it's a hierarchy. It's a fractal. It starts out these bunch of larger realities, working its way all the way down to our little Earth reality right here. And our version of it, in our reality here of Earth, is kind of a sinister version. And I really kind of carried that with me up to the highest part of it that I could follow up. And oh my God, I wanted to just get on YouTube, start running around like little Chicken Littles. The Matrix is falling. The Matrix is falling out. And it wasn't to be trusted. But it's almost neutral. It feels very subconscious to me. And there's like codes and symbolism that the subconscious works through constantly, just naturally. That seem to be, that's the best way to communicate with it. Anyway, my chart was about a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't even know how I got off on the knowledge. And see, the thing with knowledge, knowledge is ephemeral. It's going to always constantly be replaced by other knowledge. What you know today is, nothing. You can learn something tomorrow that completely turn everything you know on its head. Be all wrong. And then you know something different, and now you start with that knowledge. And this leads to the next higher knowledge. And it's endless. It doesn't stop. There's always going to be higher knowledge that replaces the older knowledge you had and believed in and lived by and was true for you for so long. And suddenly it's not. It never was. Now this is the new knowledge. That's what happens to knowledge. And wisdom is knowing that. Knowing that, we see things in these kind of stagnant snapshots in life, when really it's a stream that's still coming. We don't really have the full picture ever. You got to wait for it to come. It's like, saying the whole movie from the first scene and you haven't even watched it yet. We don't know nothing, We can't know nothing that way. That's probably the way this thing evolves. No matter how much, and you need to know, you need to learn. There ain't no doubt about that. But there's really, I don't know how to say it. You got to know, but you can't know. There's no knowing. But then there's this all-knowing on the eternity that's always been there. And that's what eternity is too. But there it's just, It's more of a natural flow. You get into it, and it's just a constant expansion. And the intensity of everything, the knowledge. There's this knowledge, this knowing that's so precise, so intricate, it's so connected to everything. It's like every particle of the whole dimension, part of it. And it just goes together so beautifully. It's just beautiful. Just beyond even imagining. And that beauty is just so much, it just inspires this love. And that's the love that it's what encases everything. That's what when you talk about God being love, that's what it is right there. And the knowing being so beautiful, it inspires love. And behind it all here in the Matrix is belief. That's a different reality I was just describing. That's the eternal one. This is like an immortal reality, where the only way it continues on and on is through death and rebirth cycles. I don't even know if we ever had an original birth. The real true word may just be rebirth. Rebirth after rebirth. For universes all the way down to bugs, whatever, it's everything. The whole creation that most religions speak of is physical reality. Spiritual ones that go along with it. There's higher dimensions in this same reality that we're in that are, very spiritual compared to this physical. But what's spiritual? That's another thing too. And I've defined all these other ascension type influences that I've had in my life to lean towards a spiritual life. That's what I defined it as. I defined it as spiritual. And that meant a lot of different things to me, but mostly like what most people think of as spiritual. And now I don't know anymore. It's like I've seen the deeper side of the Matrix. It creates a lot of spiritual realities or dimensions within these realities. And just like this physical reality seems super real, its spiritual dimensions seem super real too. But they're not eternal. They're immortal. And it takes a death and rebirth cycle to continue on through. Because they have a beginning and an ending. They're a creation. They have a beginning point. If you got a beginning point, you got an ending point. It's just all that, like that. Anyway, seemed like there was a lot more I wanted to discuss my chart, and I can't even remember it now. Let's just stop here and see what this ends up like. And I'm going to turn this off right up here.